What's going on, everybody? Mortem here, this time bringing you some more Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous beta content. Specifically, today we are talking about Finnean, the talking weapon. So Finnean is a sort of mini companion. So for starters, if the title didn't give it away, he's a weapon. So he was actually, I believe, one of the stretch goals for the Kickstarter campaign, and that stretch goal was met. So he was added in fairly recently with Beta Phase 2. Now, I do want to mention this is still, of course, a beta, so some of the specifics here might be subject to change. But with that out of the way, let's get into it. So first things first, where are you going to actually find him? Well, you find him pretty early in-game, actually. So once you get out of the prologue sort of tutorial introduction to the game, and you arrive at the first main hub called Defender's Heart, you can meet a guy named WotR, who is one of your other companions. He has a quest for you. You need to actually do it. Specifically, he wants you to help out with his old thief gang, the Thieflings, which is the funniest thing in the world to me, by the way. It's a thief gang made up of tieflings, but you need to go help them. Now, when you first meet them with WotR in tow, you have the option to just kill all of them, but to be clear, that will fail the quest technically, but more importantly, it will lock off the area in which we actually find Finnean, which is the Ancestries and Wonders shop that is part of this quest. So basically, a tiefling stole something from the Thieflings Guild, and their leader wants you to find out who it is because she thinks it's WotR. We investigate this, we eventually get access to the shop. Finnean is pretty much right inside the door here. Now, Finnean himself is interesting. He is a companion, so he's going to have things like quests and everything, but his basic setup is that he's a weapon, and that he is not aware he is a weapon. He thinks that he is a Pathfinder, or at least he was at some point, and that during a mission back when the Ward Stones were actually first put in place, he was abducted by some cultists. And he thinks they just tortured him for a while, but he was eventually rescued and he recovered. However, he does seem to be aware that he's a sort of phantom blade, which he thinks is just like his class, if you will. So the mystery with Finnean is finding out exactly what happened to him, as well as, completing his quest and everything, and that's what's going to increase his power as a weapon. But once you meet him, talk to him, take him into your party, you're going to find that he's not actually in your inventory. He's actually this little thing to the bottom right here where you have to click to bring him up. You need to click this menu, then you can click which kind of weapon you want him to turn into, as well as initiate dialogue with him from there. Now, once you've picked what kind of weapon you want him to be, you can then equip it from this little mini screen. Now, I do want to mention that some of the specific weapon types aren't here, like Elven Curve Blades, for instance, so something to keep in mind there, because Finnean is actually supposed to be able to take the shape of any weapon you want him to be. Which is incredibly important, because if you're unaware, in Pathfinder, a lot of the feats and things require you to pick a specific weapon type, like short sword, long sword, bastard sword, that kind of thing. And because of that, it dissuades you from picking any particular weapon up and using it, because you only have all these bonuses with one specific weapon type. So with Finnean, the idea is that you can actually just make him a different weapon type. So that's kind of the point of him, mechanically speaking. However, stats-wise, whatever you make him, he will be a +1 Cold Iron Ghost Touch version of it. So +1 just means you get a +1 to your damage and everything. The Cold Iron makes it effective against demons and fae especially, which means it'll bypass their damage reduction. And then Ghost Touch means it will also affect incorporeal creatures just regularly instead of the 50%, I believe, mischance they normally have against normal weapons. Now, as I mentioned, and as was stated in their Kickstarter update, as you do Finnean's quests and everything and travel with him, he will gain in power as a weapon, which will keep him relevant as you play the game. Now, again, I don't know the exact specifics because this is a beta. Like, I know what I can play, of course, but I don't want to give anything too specific because A, spoilers, and also B, again, it is subject to change. I just wanted to share this with you guys as I thought it was really cool and a very welcome addition to the game. So, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz. But regardless of any of that, truly, just thank you so much for watching. May you wander in wisdom and have an amazing day.